YouTube viewers, Facebook friends, Facebook family, and those who may view Joe's Politics 101 on YouTube. Today is June the 27th, 2014, not 15, excuse me. I'm a bit confused. I've been in the hospital for about 2 weeks right now. I hadn't posted anything on my website in a while, and I thought I would do it from the hospital. Discuss some of the things that has happened over the last couple of weeks that have brought a lot of news attention to everything. Starting with the Supreme Court's upholding the Obamacare, the ACA Act, and declaring that it's constitutional because they wasn't trying to destroy insurance companies they were trying to build on. That was, to me, a landmark decision that should have been done some 50 years ago. Everybody should be entitled to insurance. Everybody should be entitled to have a chance to live when they get into medical situations. A couple other things, I'm just going to talk about a variety of things because there has been so much going on. I want to reach back to about a couple of weeks ago when the president gave an interview to Tony, I think his name is Tony Smith, on a podcast, and he used the N-word. That was quite a thing, And as I sit around and I listen to the television, the media people, some of the pundits, I watched this Morning Joe show a lot, and some of the pundits on there, and this is puns intended. We're talking about how he should not have used that word, and that he could have found a better choice of words to use and express himself. Well, there seems to be some forgotten history or metaphors or things that have happened over the last 7 years that President Barack Obama has been holding that office. In the beginning, even before he became president, they began to label him as a jigaboo, a joker, and a Nazi, and everything except a human being, And then all throughout his presidency, you've had people calling him tar babies, monkeys, all of these different, acronyms and symbols they put out on him. And then they want to get upset because he used one word to describe a real situation. In the context that he was using the N-word in. He was using it in the fact that an individual racist behavior, slur, can't do you any harm. It's the institutional parts of it and the covert and the institutional parts of it that causes the problem. You can call me the N-word when you feel like it. If I don't kick your ass, then you got away with it. But when I go to get a job and you're using that against me as a part of the institution, then that hurts. That hurts me economically, hurts my family, and hurts our society. And so, this one guy, who is much like Barack Obama, he's a mixed person, white and black, by the name of Henry Ford. That's a pundit on the Morning Joe show. He really irritated me when he spoke about what President Obama shouldn't have did but I've always seen Henry Ford as not Henry Ford, it's Harry Ford. I always seen him as a more of a white man than identify more with the white society than I do with the Afro-American side of his family. He strikes me as the type of person that will ignore you if you're a little darker skinned than he is, and probably think he's a bit better than somebody else. So, but all well and good to him. I'm glad to see he's back on the job, doing what he do best. The other part of it is, I keep getting confused. I'm a shallow person. I'm a shallow person when it comes to marriage, when it comes to same-sex relationships. I'm wide open when it comes to civil rights. I can understand people wanting their civil rights, getting their civil rights, getting their freedom, getting what they want to get done. I can understand that. I lived through that. But, some things are worth celebrating and some things are not. And even though I say I'm shallow about the gay issues, the right to marriage between the same sexes, that's their business. I mean, it really is their business. Only if there's any religious aspects to it, it makes me think about the story of Babylon and how the fire fell down and hell rained hell based on what they were doing in Babylon. I have to say that's between their religion and them, all well and good. But the news media and the people that this is affecting have made such a big issue out of this deal. It's as if, oh Lord, now I can marry and have sex with whoever the hell I want to have sex with. Hey, a married man, a married woman. You don't see all of this, but I guess it's new. I guess the newness of it. But, I think people, to be honest with you, I'm really shocked. I am really shocked at the number of people, who are involved in this. I mean, it's like, how do we have any children? Men on man don't reproduce nothing. Where do you get your children from? You adopt them? Or you screw some woman or something? What? It just, it's beyond me. It's baffling. But all the sensationalizing it, making it seem like it's so great, that you're able to, marry a man, kiss a man, hug a man. I hug my children, I hug my boys and my father, my uncles, my brothers, to marry a man for what reason? What's the purpose? What kind of love is that? Where did that love come from? I just don't, I just can't get into it. But to each his own, I'm not discriminating against anyone because of what they choose to do with their life. But it can be irritating, and I have to turn the TV channel because that's all they're focusing on when there's millions and millions and millions and millions of pieces of news out there that can be displayed upon. The other thing that's have been aggravating over this last couple of weeks is that issue with this Confederate flag. You know, white men, white folks are always forgiven for the bull crap they do. They have always been forgiven for it. They can't sit down and have a decent conversation about why things happen the way they did during the war. You know, they will not admit to the fact that they intentions when they try to disconnect themselves from the 13 colonies was to hold on to those 11 states at the bottom and have a slave country, a country where slaves were to be the laborers, free labor, under the whooping gun. They cannot admit that. They can't admit to the fact that that flag represents everything evil about the southern states. That flag. You know, as some guy said, oh, they stole it, and they used it. Yeah, they used it to terrorize Afro-American people. For years, they terrorized Afro-American people with that flag. You know, and for them not to be able to have an honest conversation about that just tells you that they're trying to cling to those values. They still want those values. That's what they want. They want to be superior to somebody who they cannot be superior to. You know, people don't, they've hid so much history. White folks in the South have hid so much history that you have to dig for it, you have to hunt for it, you have to beg for it. You know, you take and you go across the southern states in 1865 when the war was over, in 1867 and all that. You know, all the slaves was free. So what was the last state? How many people know what the last state was for free slaves? It was Texas. Stephen Austin, capital city, Austin, Texas. June the 19th. That's why people celebrate June the 19th in the state of Texas. It's because that's when slaves were freed in Texas. You know. But you ask a lot of people about that June the 19th, they think it's when all of the slaves got freed. But it's just for that one state. Stephen Austin was trying to push slavery to California. Across the southern part of the United States, he was trying to push it all the way across. But the Mexican government wouldn't let him do it. New Mexico, he tried to get it into New Mexico. Mexican government wouldn't let him do it. Because if he'd have been able to do that, they could have enslaved the Mexicans and the Indians and all those people. You know, white folks, you know, it's just a shame, you know. I keep saying white folks because there's really no white folks. The European persuasion of the Caucasian and the whatever you want to call them, Mennonites and all these different Germanics and whatever. You know, that version of, you know, we are the great civilizers, are the barbarians of the country of this world. They have always been the barbarians of this world. Terrorists. You know, terrorized black people for years with burning the churches, bombing the churches, and you know, going on people's land with their hoods and their rebel flag, and you know, just creating chaos amongst communities that could probably have been doing a hell of a lot better if they hadn't been suppressing them. There's so much going on in this country, in this world, but eventually it's going to come to a head. Thank you for viewing this YouTube post. God bless you. God bless America. Ciao.